Hello, and welcome back. We are here, and we're getting ready for our second game of our first match of the day for Week 5. But we really got to go through this first game because, my God, was it bloody. It was all over the place. It was chaotic, and definitely we have one play that is deserving of the Turo Key Drive beat. I'm going to let you run us through this one. It should be to the surprise of absolutely nobody out there. It is the Poppy-based defense.
Yeah! There was a lot of amazing plays here, but this is what kept fear in the game. Perry holds the entire wave, forcing members of TL to take a lot of turret damage. And not only that, he sees the opportunity to go in for the double kill. It's Mir and Kim Down who took so much damage trying to force the end of the game here. And that on-the-fly decision-making, that ability to not only hold the game, but actually turn that almost endgame into an advantage is what I have praised about Perry so much this year. That decision-making in-game when it really comes down to it, and it's shown through here.
And I want to give special shout-outs. I know that Perry absolutely deserves the Turo Key Drive for that base defense. Props to Shochi for turning things around. The early game went a little rough.
What was he, 0-2 at 5 minutes into the game?
He went for the Void Seeker buffer flash, which, again, I assume is a mechanic. I don't know for sure, but that's kind of what it looked like he was going for. And then gives first blood. Then he doesn't have flash. He gets ganked mid lane by the Alistar, and he goes down again without teleport. It's like, oh, no, it's over. But he brought it back, and he got the team the win.
But a lot of that was off the back of that singular play from Perry to keep the game going so Shochi could scale into the game. And you can see from the gold graph, right? It looked like it was TLC.
Which moment was the defense? Was it which little valley?
I can tell you, it's that last one at the very end.
I actually don't think it's the last one, because after this happened, TL were still up like
the last
3,000 gold.
The
last valley. Yeah, sorry, you're right.
Not the last dip, the last valley.
Okay, yeah. But when Team Liquid did bring it back a little bit still after the play, but overall, yeah, weren't able to close it out there. Oh, man, so many moments where Team Liquid felt like they were going to win.
Oh, yeah, there's a couple moments I was going back and forth of what was going to be the Turo Key Drive, because I almost actually picked the Philip barrel that picked Arrow.
Oh, that was big too.
That's that first valley you see there. Where I'm like, yeah, that's a big play. That it looks like Fear can come back. And then all of a sudden they had the big fight around Baron. I'm like, all right, I'm going to use TLC. And so it was just back and forth. But it was a very good game from two really good teams. And that's what you love to see, especially from a team like TLC, our top team, but also from a team like Cincinnati Fear, where Josh likes to always say, are they the bar? You have to be this tall in order to win challengers. Well, now they've beaten FlyQuest. Now they've beaten TLC.
Yep.
They've completely destroyed
They're denying the allegation. They're beating them.
They're in the process of beating. But it's going to take a 2-0 to really destroy that idea.
True.
Because if they beat the #1 team 2-0, after getting 2-0'd by them in the first round robin, that's it.
Yeah, very true.
And a reminder, we did check on the other stream. Wildcard won their first game. If Fear can 2-0 this, they can really shake up the standings at the top half. First off, catching up themselves, but second of all, bringing Team Liquid down from their pedestal of being solo possession of first place, where they would be sharing it with Wildcard.
You can see right here how that is now separated by a singular game between TLC and Wildcard, which is crazy because, like I said at the top of the show, that was a 5-game spread going into Week 4.
Yep.
That was that big of a lead for TLC. They seemed untouchable, and now it just seems like our teams have been catching up to them. They've been figuring out the plays. It's not necessarily that TLC are playing worse. It's just the rest of the league, I think, is playing that much better, Pete.
Yeah, teams are definitely catching up to TLC, and this started before APA moved up to LCS. Remember, it was that 2-4 weekend from Week 4, the worst weekend we've seen from this team
so far.
Split so far.
Yeah. So far. I mean, we've started off right now. That was a 43-minute game loss that they just suffered.
Curse them live on broadcast, Magical? Is that what you're trying to do right now?
Yes. I want chaos. I want things to be all over the place. I am that kind of person. But speaking of chaos, we do have to move on to our Rally Cry halftime show, and this is where I get to torture Kangas because I have trivia for everybody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so unfortunately, won't have the questions up on the screen because I am subbing in for Destrex. Hope you're feeling better, buddy. But I did do at least some nice little chalk drawings for everybody back here. The logos. Don't criticize them. It took me a while to do that.
It's honestly not that bad.
Yeah, so, all right. But let's get into question 1, shall we? Like I said, not going to be up here, so I'm going to keep the questions slightly small. So what champs does Shochi have more than one game on? I'll give you a
Tristana?
hint. There's 4. There are 4.
Okay.
Do I have to
there's
name 4?
Yes,
Yeah,
you have to name 4.
Tristana,
Okay.
Annie,
You're not
I
working
would
together,
guess.
by the way. You're not working together.
Oh, we're not. Come on, just let us be a team for
No.
once, Magical. Come on.
I'm not that kind of person. I'm not nice.
You said more than one game?
More than one game, yes. And there's 4 total.
All right, Tristana, Annie, Azir, Ari.
Pete, what about you? Are you going to go with those?
Yes, I am.
All right.
Because he's
The
right, because
same
he's right.
list.
He is not right.
Not
He's
Azir,
right
right?
on 3 of the 4. It's
Who's the
Ari,
4?
Annie, LeBlanc.
Yeah,
and
not the
Tristana.
Azir. I wasn't sure on the
Oh,
Azir,
I thought he had 2
but
Azir
I
games
felt
as
like
well.
I'd go for it.
Nope, just one. Just the one.
Yeah.
It was LeBlanc that he's gotten 2 on. So, unfortunately, you don't get
17 unique
It's
champs
crazy.
in 25
That's
games.
what I
though. That's
mean.
crazy.
There's only 4 champions that he's played
the way-
more than one time.
LeBlanc and Tristana are only at 2.
Wow. So that
Ari's
means
at 5,
Ari's at like
Annie-
4 or 5 something.
5, and Annie's at 3. That is how. And that's how few times he's played champions over and over again.
Jeez.
All right. So now here's a. It should be easier. What is the approximate KDA to the nearest integer of Harry's LeBlanc? So integer being like 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't have to get decimal.
And you
All
mean
time?
like, when you
Of
say
all
the
time.
KDA, you mean like,
All
you've done the math and all that.
Yes, of all time.
I am going to say if he was 30 and 12, now 30 and 13, is that a factor in this game or just the previous ones?
Previous
It was
games,
before
but even
today.
Yeah.
but even with today, it doesn't change. Just so you know.
Okay,
Sure.
I'm gonna guess. That's a lot of wins. It's a lot of wins. I feel like 4 is probably the correct answer.
I'm going to say 6.
Oh,
4 and 6.
Yeah.
That's so unfortunate. You guys
5.
split it. It is 5.
No way.
It is 5. His actual KDA is 4.83.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so rounded
Round
up would be
up.
would be
I
5.
was closer.
Yeah,
That means I was closer.
No,
that-
close
that-
doesn't count.
yeah, close doesn't count. You don't get anything for that.
Sit down, Kangas.
No points for that.
Okay.
All right. Now, who has the highest average damage percentage for both teams? Like, who is the player on each team for Fear and TLC that does the most damage for their team?
I'm just gonna assume Shochi.
Shochi. Yeah.
Shochi for Fear.
I think
And then
it's
what about
Shochi.
TLC? And by the way,
Oh.
not counting Harry. Not counting Harry.
Yeah.
APA would be the one who would count for this one.
Sure. I'm going to say Shochi and APA.
Okay?
I'll try and switch things up. I'll go Arrow just because he doesn't do much early game, but he always shows up mid to late and can carry those. So
That is true.
maybe that's enough.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that means Kangas, you are right. It is Shochi
Hey.
at number 1 for his team with 28%, and the Arrow with 29.2% for TLC.
Ooh.
So,
Damn.
That's a high
you are right.
percentage.
It's
Wow.
mostly in the late game that he's able to get a lot of that damage.
Yeah,
So,
if you look at Arrow, I think he's still rocking a 0 first blood participation
yeah,
on Team Liquid. At least last time I checked, I'm not 100%
I
confident
feel
now,
like
but
we're just trying to jinx people when it comes to first blood percentage. Because Fake God,
happens.
Josh did that. I think King.
is that a
he's-
curse? If that means he's gonna get first blood now, or at least participate in it.
Well,
I
that or
think it means he's gonna get first
first-blooded.
blooded.
Yeah,
No,
it's-
I'm just know he hasn't participated in his team getting first blood.
Oh.
I don't know if
Then-
we've cursed him on the getting first blooded himself.
Are you sure?
I mean, maybe. What I know is that
I feel like you're
they
making
do
up
not play to
stats
him
now.
early game.
I
No.
feel like you're making up stats now, Steve.
I will check it live. I'll just for you, Magical.
You
Let's
might be
go.
right. I was looking at it today.
All right.
He's either at like 0 or like 12% or something.
Keep the game going.
All
Keep
right.
the game going.
We're gonna
I
do
can,
one
I can
more
do
question.
both.
One more question. So before this last game, how many Elder Dragons had Fear gotten all season long?
Before this game.
2.
Before this
0.
game.
I don't know.
So we got 2 from Steve, 0 from Beat.
0.
You are
actually.
right. It is 0, and they've
Yep.
only ever had 1 taken against them before today. So that's how few times the games have actually gotten that late to the point where Fear even have to worry about that. And then how
Yeah.
about
Okay.
TLC? How about TLC?
Oh, TLC.
How many times
Well,
have
they
they
got
taken
one.
Elder Dragon?
Yes.
Wait, actually, no. Technically, Fear should have one, right? Because they got one.
I
this
said
last-
before today. Before
Before
today.
today.
I did say before this last game.
Who?
It's last
They've
question.
gone late
Going
game.
full super. I'm gonna say 1.
I'm gonna say. I'm also gonna say. No,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
say
have no
2.
idea.
I'm gonna say 2.
2. All right, and this one will decide who wins because Beat got the last question right, and
I
then Steve
did.
got the one before that. So this will decide who wins. And our winner As you guys take us into our second game of the day here between Team Liquid Honda Challengers and Cincinnati Fear is Beatdown. Congratulations. All right, guys, get us in to
like
game
that.
number 2, and congratulations on your win.
Well done, Beat. I'll admit
It's no thing.
Bigger brain.
I do this all the time, you know.
Yeah, we are both super confident in that last answer.
Yeah.
That's the real kicker.
Yeah.
Okay, I did check it. Arrow has participated in one First Blood now. Since the last time I checked the stat, he's
There
at
you go.
4% First Blood
Oh, okay.
participation. So that's how we differentiate the fact. They don't play to him early often, but he does show up mid to late game. This last game did not work, as Fear did pick up that win in the late game, the Hyper late game, where we saw all the Elder Dragons, a third Turo Baron buff. It was insane how close that game was. Can Fear do it again now is the question on everyone's mind.
Well, we'll have to see. If they do, it's going to be a different way, because now the Kaisa is something they are banning immediately, showing that TLC will likely still first pick the Tristana, unless Fear want to take that one away. But they actually won't. They're going to take the Ahri instead.
Yeah, if you give over the Tristana, the concern is that now you almost feel like you need to take the Ziggs. Was the Ziggs banned last time around, or did
It
we
was
just
not.
ignore it?
It was not. It was ignored. But
Okay, well,
could
maybe
be
we
picked
don't
up.
have to do that if we're just going to ignore the Ziggs Tristana combo from
Whoa,
TLC side.
okay. The LeBlanc from Shochi is very interesting because Tristana smashes the LeBlanc in the laning phase, so Harry could very well pilot that one there, but that just is a challenge to me from Shochi to immediately grab away that pick, and this will be his third LeBlanc game, as we learned in that halftime show.
Yeah, now that joins the rank of, was it Annie that he's played 3 of?
Yeah, exactly.
Keeping track magical.
Yeah, in
I'm
case
gonna
he tries to
start
pull
looking
that
at the
out
stats more
later,
for
who
trivia.
knows?
Yeah. All right, well, Varus locked in either way for Arrow.
Yeah.
We're assuming that it would then be the Tristana mid with
Yeah,
Arrow bot. If they're seeing
there
the
it is.
LeBlanc, they're happy with the Tristana now in that solo lane. So what does Fear want to pair with the rest of their composition? Not locking in the AD carry, they will take the Melio for JJ.
That one's interesting. So immediately, my thoughts are TLC are going to look to ban away the Aphelios. That's a pretty common pairing there that we see. There's still Lucian Milio. We have seen Manui actually play that lane once. He stomped really hard, so that is something that could go through here. Get you a lane where you get a lot of pressure, a lot of dominance, but we'll see. The Jace ban is good. You don't want to give away Jace Maokai. It's a really strong combination, and on top of all that, it really would synergize with Arrow on this Varus. Give them that poke comp. You're looking like they kind of want to go in to TLC, so you want to remove ways they can damage them at range.
Yeah, LeBlanc can sometimes struggle if you're looking for the flanks. You're taking shock blasts on your entrance in, so makes sense. Now, Olaf banned from TLC. Let's see if you're continue to try and pinch out Bradley's champ, who did play the Kennen last game, and while did dominate lane, I am going to argue Philip down 3,000 gold was much more impactful when it
Agreed.
came to the team fights and grouping up later on. So
Yeah.
maybe Fear are saying, okay, you can go for the Kennen again. We already have our answer.
Yeah, they're not concerned about it this time around, but we'll see if top lane Sion is a good one. You want to remove one of these tanky members from the side of TLC. I'm wondering where they're going to go in terms of damage there for Manui. Something with a lot of damage is going to come through here. I'm expecting some kind of hyper carry, but the Sion ban actually makes me wonder if it's the Lucian coming through here. Aphelios can kill tanks. Who cares? He builds Kraken Slayer. It's chill. Lucian can, but it's not fun trying to auto into a Scion. 80 carries listening probably agree with that notion, and there it is. Come on.
The Aphelios banned away. Now,
Exactly.
Aphelios Melio is a crazy combo because, of course, you get the extra range, but the Lucian, like you were highlighting, works very well with the Melio passive. Does Manui want to pull out the aggressive 80 carry and look to
Would be
try
cool.
and smash this lane? Or do they go for a different strategy? Either way, I think that they give counterpick to Philip. That makes the most sense.
Fun.
Jin!
Okay, this comp, that Jin also kind of struggles with tanks, so, you know, makes sense. This is interesting to me because I'm not seeing the most amount of damage in this composition, so TLC could go for another tank like Ornn in the top side or Bradley. Very cool. And I would kind of struggle to see how Fear would be able to win out these more long extended engages.
I think at this point, yeah, you lock in double tanks. You lock in a tank support, tank top lane, and then you go tank on the Maokai. Varus is going to build AP. You're fine on that front. Tristana, you got double marksman with triple tanks around it, making this Jin's life a nightmare, even though LeBlanc can then struggle to actually chew through these big health bars. I think TLC, if they have the same rate I do, this could be a very, very kind of shell-type composition. Or...
It's fine, too.
Or you go for Renekton. Okay, I mean, things like the Gwen were up, so I guess you're maybe scared if you lock in a tank that Philip could try and counter it, so instead they go for the blind pick. And this is still a threat to Jhin, can still stack health, so I don't hate it, I suppose.
It's fine. Renekton is still a very strong champion, especially when Rumble is already banned away like it is. You still win a lot of matchups coming through here early. You have that dominance, which is so good for setting up early Rift Herald fights and things like that. Really strong in the laning phase, so Philip is going to go with the Jax. Won't have as strong a lane, but later on will scale really well into side. And Fear feels like they're playing more for a side lane instead of the front to back team fight. Because as time goes on, I lean TLC's way because of that double marksman, because of 3 champions who are going to be stacking health.
This is a coin, a phrase rather that I've been trying to coin lately, where it's everyone's the main character comp on the side of Fear. They all want to get kills. They all want to be the carry. Maybe not as much parry, but at least the solo laners and Manui. And we'll see if this is able to actually get enough damage in. You don't agree with that, Pete?
I don't think Jhin is really a main character champion. It is a little more utility from what I've seen. It lanes fine into a lot of lane dominant champions, and you have a lot of long range like utility tools like the Deadly Flourish, the ultimate there, the curtain call, things like that. If he gets ahead, he will be pretty impressive, but that's the big question there. Can he actually do so?
I think Manui's just trying to catch up to Shochi, as Magical has let us know that is his 11th unique champion now of the split. So let us know in chat who you're rooting for. Fear have the chance to do something very funny here and make the top of the standings a little topsy-turvy if they can pick up this win against TLC. Team Looking Honda Challengers, meanwhile, hoping to hold on to their position in first place. Don't let that slide with a new mid laner coming in as APA got promoted up to the LCS. Let's see if they got the fight in them.
I like that you said it like that, King. It's not they're going to knock TLC, or they're going to prevent TLC from being the sole owner of first. Not that Fear will tie for third if they get the 2-0. Something funny to the standings. Yeah. Respect.
Well, I mean, it's only week 5. Like, there's still a whole nother weekend and 2 more days of this weekend for those standings to swap up, as Yoshi goes for an aggressive trade onto Arrow and actually loses that trade. Imden was in the neighborhood, so good on Arrow to actually turn that around.
Yeah, it was about Shochi going for the ward, but it gets cleared out, so really little to no information available here for Fear on where Mir is going to be pathing. You want that idea so that you can kind of watch out for the bot lane, realistically, just because of the fact that Nautilus and the Maokai coming through mean even though you can make space with the kits that both the Milio and Jhin have, you know, the right situation could lead to that first blood, and it could lead to what we were talking about, Arrow being part of more first bloods for TLC. Who knows?
Ooh, true.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah, I mean, he's got the 1, though, so he's no longer rocking that 0%. Actually, fun fact, the only person rocking 0% first blood participation is now Acadian, who subbed in for
oh yeah
AoE, that one series, played 2 games. So everybody as an active player in the league has now participated in a first blood for their team. Good on you. Ooh, Philip is heavily winning these trades against Bradley early on in this top lane with this counter pick. Not often a player that we see Fear choose to put all their resources in, heavily play around. Jax is a player that, or a champion though, that you can look to do that. You can actually try and get this Jax ahead early and then try and play through that, or just let it scale either way. They have some flexibility up there.
Right, and again, it's going to scale really hard and decide. It can be a lane that Fear can play for later on. Again, not really a comp with the best front to back here, but with how decisive Fear are, with how confident they play, I'm sure they're going to be able to make something happen here in this early game. And I do like their chances in the early game. It's TLC who I favor later. Double marksman, once we see those 2 items come through, Fear are going to be melted.
Agreed.
So, what's Perry and the rest of Fear going to do?
Range composition plus the beefy front line will make it very hard for Fear to do much of anything, save for split pushing side lane focus here. As Philip did push in, get a ward down. They spot where Mir is on the clear right now. Barry was not spotted. Hook lands onto Manui down here. Uses the cleanse. Arrow being charged by Arrow, and Manui's in a lot of trouble now. Does not have the flash. 1 flash out from Arrow could get the kill, but he's not in range.
Yeah, and I like that he holds off. He's just going to go ahead and get this wave pushing in because Manui has to back, and he's actually going to be dropping a good amount of this gold NCS here, the golden experience coming through. So JJ is just going to be there, collecting it, a level above his 80 carry, which is a little unfortunate, but it's TLC who are getting this game going on the right foot. Even topside, yeah, sure, Philip. He had some fun level 1, was able to get the wave bouncing back towards him, but once Renekton gets access to all 3 of his buttons, then Philip has to pay his respects.
Yeah, we see the first backs come through. There's a slight differential in the damage department now, as Arrow picks up a dagger and a longsword, as opposed to Manui, who only got the boots. I got to imagine the Jhin lane is not meant to go like that. When I think of Jhin plus Melio, I think, okay, maybe you can get the extra range on the 4th shot, so you can just try and basically poke them out. But
-1.
very, very tough. Oh no, are we doing this?
I always do this.
Does he get the cannon?
I can't
okay,
help
we're not
it.
gonna look. We're not gonna look. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
true,
too much pressure.
Yeah, it's the people I play games with. Every time it happens, it is what it is. But it's not all doom and gloom yet for Cincinnati Fear. Some good vision there from Harry. Will spot out Perry, who's looking to do something. But so far, his first clear is just going to lead to him backing off. And there is that opportunity for Mir to go for a double crab. His bot lane is pushing. You still have a winning mid lane matchup. And he's actually gone for a double clear. He's already gotten a lot of his respawn camps. Now Kim Down is making some space for his jungler to be able to get that second crab.
Kim Down's been doing a great job of being that support that just knows where the enemy support is, where he should be going with the Alistar play in the last game. Now here again, I mean, you see the Melio goes for the back, has the control ward, walks out of lane. You're like, well, I'm just going to follow where he goes and just clear the control ward as soon as it's down. They're not in a position to stop me. Ooh, that dredge line probably could have killed Manui right there.
He would have died. I promise you on everything that I am. But the dredge line misses. So Manui, clinching, surely, can now take a breath as he recalls, but he's got a wave that is going away from him. And Arrow and Kim Down very expertly just spacing Manui off so much golden experience. Now Perry has to show up. This isn't even for a gank. It's just so this wave can get in and Manui can actually start to farm again.
Yeah, good guy Perry, even though he's already behind in his own clear, will help out his bot lane get out of a really rough spot, crash that wave finally. Actually sticking around, but he's going to be spotted very far behind in the clear to Mir. Team Liquid's early game, I mean, it went well in game number 1, don't get me wrong, but it's maybe arguably going better here, depending on how you look at it. I will say, though, that Philip doing a decent job of trying to keep the pressure on for the team.
I would say the early game is going better with TLC Kangas. And the fact is, you aren't getting as much gold as you got early on, but already on a champion Jhin that doesn't do a lot of damage when you fall behind like Manui is, has been set behind. You see this 1,000 gold lead coming through here. It's basically entirely on the bot and jungle duo here for Team Liquid. Mir, because Perry spent time, and because of the way Mir was pathing, he's gotten such a big lead over Perry, and you can just see it reflected in what he's got.
Here now, spotted out. Oh,
Nice.
Twisted advance to dodge the tether. That's very slick.
Little thumbs up from Shoji. Says, all right, well played. As everybody goes back to farming. Things kind of slow back down. Again, the onus is on Fear to make things happen here. But Perry, after falling behind the way he has, may need to back up. Oh, Bradley.
Yeah, Dominus popped early. Pushes Philip away from the wave, but Philip can now catch this under turret just fine. Dragon's up, though. Team Liquid are pinging it.
I like this call a lot, actually. Because Bradley wants to get this wave in, commits the Dominus, it does mean that he is a little concerned about Perry on the other side because TLC are going for this. They get Dragon 1, won't have to trade the Herald for it, and they should still be in a good position to go ahead and contest it. Expecting Kim Down, after this reset, after they get this wave in, to rotate to the top side to set that one up. Even though Bradley exchanged ults with Phillips, he's still in a good position. This reversed Rift Herald is why you pick things like the Renekton, and it's surely going to pay off.
I think the extra gold lead for Mir right now is just the cherry on top. Let's see if Mir gets a reset off before going for it. Actually still on the map. Hasn't spent a lot of the gold in his pocket. Big damage onto Shochi as he loses the passive clone. And does that hit? It does. Okay, so Shochi chunked out here. Team Liquid just want to focus on the Herald now. Let's get another look at the replay here as to why Bradley popped Dominus.
Yeah, Yeah, and he just was going to see if he could go for the all-in. Oh, he actually had to flash away. That's how this play ended up starting, it looks like. Oh, and that just happened. But even still, Team Liquid, they got the Herald. They've gotten both neutral objectives in this early game, Kangas. Things are looking pretty good. Fear are going to take a chance to try and go for this invade, maybe set up a dive onto Arrow in hopes that you can get something.
Or find Kim down.
Huh?
They lock down the Nautilus, flashes away. Perry's going to continue the chase. Harry threatening onto JJ and Shochi, and now Harry says, all right, Harry doesn't have backup. I can actually walk forward. There's not a lot to threaten me. Kim down misses the second dredge line. Perry sidesteps that, so Fear get out. Nobody goes down.
That's 2 games in a row. TLC takes something on the other side of the map, and they manage to deny the play from Fear on the opposite end as well. Honestly, going net neutral here is a great thing for TLC because they still got the Herald, Kangas. They still have something to play for these next couple of minutes, and I don't know. Maybe it's the crystal ball. Maybe it's all the time I've been watching this game. Something tells me mid lane is where this Herald might go. You know, just something about the demolition power of a Tristana is something. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm talking crazy.
You have a stat on that one? Like how many Rift Heralds are donated to Tristana lanes? I got to imagine it's pretty high.
Dude, I'm going to be real. I thought you were going to ask me about Team Liquid's Rift Herald percentage, and I actually had the stat on that.
Well, what's that one?
It's like going into today, 67%. They are #1 behind Supernova. They're at 62.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Good for Supernova. Wow.
They were actually first for a while.
Hey, look at that. They dropped it mid lane. How'd you tell? How could you know?
I don't know, Kangas. I'm like that. I tried to tell you during that halftime show where I absolutely stomped you into the dirt.
Okay, it was a 1 point
again here too.
Chill. The Herald will not claim the turret at least, as Fear do help catch that one. Perry backing up his mid laner. Overall, though, Team Liquid are doing a good job of turning their little gold leads into bigger gold leads. It was 1,000, now it's 1.5. We expect that to continue as Team Liquid lost their first ever game this summer split with a gold lead at 15 minutes, as you had highlighted. When they have the lead, they just win games. Well, now they got to play a little cleaner. That is not always guaranteed.
Now they've gotten themselves 1,500 gold up, and we can see a lot of that is on Harry. I said it in Champ Select. Shochi is very bold to pick this LeBlanc into the Tristana because you are going to have an awful laning phase. But so far, all things considered, he hasn't died. He's keeping up in gold, even though he's down in play.
All in? Oh. Yeah, Bradley. Nice. Identifying that the Counter-Strike was down.
Yeah.
You just get right on to Philip. Flash used by the Jax player, and Bradley will have his flash coming up about a minute's time to look to punish. Shochi, meanwhile, says, hey, wait, that's the Tristana jumping on my face. I don't like that.
Look at that. More than half his health out of the picture, and even though the Herald didn't take the turret then, with Kim down and Mir in the area, I have a feeling Harry might take the turret now.
Yeah, the static shift procs are not enough to clear out the whole wave. Harry, at 11 minutes 45 seconds, will claim that first brick. Big influx of gold, was already the gold leader. That's only going to continue to expand from this point.
And now you see the vision already laid down from all this priority TLC have gotten. And they have control over this bottom side of the map here. Arrow and Kim down, they've been running this matchup. It's given so much space. It's what allowed TLC to get Dragon 1, and it's a big part of what will get them Dragon #2 on top of Harry running the matchup here. Surely, Philip gets away.
Okay, he used the Counter-Strike correctly. Bradley was about to have flash. I was kind of worried for Philip, considering Gore Drinker's completed for Bradley. Once Dominus and Flash are available, I think Bradley should look for the all-in here, but Philip actually might find it first. Leap strikes to the safety of his minions. They're just trading health bars. Dragon's up, though. That is where the teams could look to make action happen.
It's possible, but I'm going to imagine Fear lets this one go this time, but they are stacking in a brush, so maybe not. Remember, this is a team where they think they can win a fight, Kangas. They're going to full send it here, and Perry is in the area. They have the vision that Arrow is on the other side. See it behind the Dragon Wall. So maybe Perry goes for a steal. Maybe he just wants some front row seats.
Down Hex Flashing to push JJ away. Perry's actually going to use the Keeper's Verdict to try and deter Team Liquid from going for the Dragon, rather. They get it. Team Liquid with the second Dragon in their pocket. Fear were not fast enough. actually pounce on top of them. Meanwhile, Harry finding
the
Shochi
roots.
right now. The tether lands, trying to lock him down. Big damage onto him. First blood to Perry
Look at
as Harry
Bradley.
goes down. Teleport from Bradley, though, will help turn the play. Kim Down claims the first onto JJ, and they'll get a second onto Perry.
Oh, Arrow
Oh,
ends
make
up
it a
picking.
third.
Oh, that's 3.
Oh, bending the hook around the turret, and Minui goes down as well.
Nautilus gaming, baby. Shochi teleports to see if he can trade it back. But unfortunately, that is a summoner spell wasted. Yeah, Shochi. You don't have that one. You give Philip the opportunity, as you can see in the picture-in-picture, to push in another wave, start to really break down this turret, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't
Bradley's
Counter-Strike
play
now.
was successful. You got a shutdown, and they got 2 kills versus the 1. TLC. Things continue to go well for them.
I think if Philip gets the whole turret, that's actually a moment where Fear can say, it's okay, like, we're all right. We got a kill onto Harry. We got the first blood gold. They might get another one, though. Harry does have flash. He hasn't used it yet. He didn't use it the last time, and actually just rocket jumps away. Very, creative use there from Harry to not burn the summoner spell.
Yeah, he still has a pretty sizable lead there, looking at the stats. And all that pressure he's drawn means Team Liquid very confident they can go for Rift Herald number 2. Staying at the top of the charts in Rift Herald percentage, and it's just going to allow them to continue snowballing this game, Kangas. Mid turret is out of the picture. Top is getting down there, and you could go ahead and just drop that one and continue breaking open the map here. And we'll see the replay. It is a nice that Shochi, honestly, he knew he needed to make sure that Ethereal Change landed, so even if it cost him his life, he was going to go for it. Problem is, they didn't account for Bradley coming in to save the day.
And then Minui here hit. Oh,
That was
feels
okay.
bad.
That was a good hook. That was fine.
Good hook. Sometimes you make the argument of that probably should have hit the turret, but either way, ends around, does claim the 80 carry. Who's going lethality? Wait, what did Minui just buy right there? Was that a
I think he's buying Duskblade.
I saw
No.
Duskblade purchased. Okay.
Well, okay.
Huh.
Would you like me to cope? I could cope.
I would love to hear the cope because
All right.
I don't know other ways to talk about that. Okay, Perry actually getting engaged on. He's got a support in his own lane. He's got a jungler flanking him. He's got Harry
who's
smacking
here.
him around. Perry's not going to go down easily, though. He survives for so long that they can turn the play and trade one back. Philip gets onto Arrow, flashes away as Mir now might have to use the flash, too.
Oh,
Bradley's joined
Bradley's
in on the
here,
fun,
too.
too. Says this looks like a grand old time. Mir goes down, double kill to Shochi, but Bradley full health on the Renekton. He's on vision. Saying, do I go to Shochi? Do I go to JJ? Let's keep Arrow alive. Now I'm going to jump onto the mid laner. Shochi falls. Philip in trouble. Bradley doing everything himself while JJ claims the kill onto Arrow.
Okay.
Trade of blows back and forth.
3 for 4 in. Oh, hold on. Oh, well, we're gonna go take a look at the replay and see how this one started. Philip has the teleport advantage, so he says, it's my turn, Bradley. I can also make a play with my one-item power spike. And even though he comes through, Harry, no fear, will jump in and end up trading his life for a kill. And really what it comes down to is the fact that Arrow manages to stay alive for so long with the help of Mir, and that Bradley, and this is a gore drinker, Renekton, ulting with the Dominus. He can do whatever he wants. Shochi thought he had enough in the tank, but couldn't.
Oh.
Maybe there's a potion coming through. I don't know what that was, but it was
I'm not
close.
sure. One auto? I think that's all. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go, JJ.
Support kills.
Ugh. And Shochi doing a lot of work in there as well to take down Harry to start. As we find each other in the top jungle, neither team wants to hard commit onto it, though.
So, good thing for Cincinnati Fear.
Top turret went down.
Oh yeah, in the background. And there's still a Herald for Mir to play with. So it could be getting that bottom, or that mid tier 2, bottom tier 2. Could just be dropping it mid, forcing Fear to answer with that next dragon coming up.
Bradley locked down for now, has the Dominus, and is fine. You got the Nature's Grasp used by Mir. Longer cooldown there as Dragon is spawning in 10 seconds, so no Maokai ultimate for the Dragon fight if Fear want to look for it. They're teleporting Shochi into the bot lane, so they will have a LeBlanc flank.
Well, we saw what Fear did last time when a crucial ultimate was gone. Remember, Mir just used the Nature's Grasp So Fear might be liking their chances to deny this soul point. That's why you see the commitment that Shochi has gone for with the use of the teleport. And there is a bottom wave, huge, that is being taken down by the turret. So TLC, they are bleeding a little bit of gold for this Drake.
Good chunk onto Harry. Makes it harder for the Tristana to get aggressive and go forward. The Herald's dropped now as that distraction method. Bradley trying to tank up on the front. A lot of damage used. Harry's into there! And the Keeper's Verdict knocks up 3. That should be a setup for the Fear team fight win. They got the shutdown onto Bradley and chasing down the rest of the members of Team Liquid. Herald will claim another turret for TLC, but they will not get the Dragon.
So they will get something in exchange here. But this is a good fight for Fear, and this is what I'm talking about. You give them an inch, and they will most certainly take a mile. Denying Chemtech Soul Point, doesn't feel amazing. The Soul kind of sucks, but the good thing for Fear is that it is a little easier for them to clear vision on their own side of the map. So it is a little bit of RNG blessing Cincinnati Fear, and a good bit of team fighting coming from them so far. TLC still have the lead, but this play was really good. Remember here, no Nature's Grasp. You get such a big chunk out of Bradley. There's so much time he's not spending doing any actual damage. And Perry, the GOAT, 3-man Keeper's Verdict, just making space for this Jhin ultimate to come through. Man, I knew he got something going here. It feels good.
Solid stuff from Perry and company. Bradley as well. He went forward and took a full rotation of 3 champion spells, and the team was behind him. They were not able to get in there in time to trade any damage back. So again, the team fight positioning for Team Liquid around these objectives, not stellar, as it might get caught out yet again. They're looking for Shochi, but they do not get the pick. Him down, trying to lock somebody down. He's not going to catch anyone, though.
Wow.
Again, the Nature's Grasp will not connect.
Quick little in and out, hit and run from Cincinnati Fear won't result in any actual kills. Something I want to point out, Harry rushed the Anathema's chains coming through here. I'm almost certain he has thrown that onto Arrow because of all the magic damage he is going to be doing. Reduces tenacity, all that good stuff that tanks try to do to 80 carries.
Yeah, you can lock down that Varus real easy now. And I like that you highlighted it. That's the AP damage on the side of Team Liquid. So you don't need to build magic resist. Now you can just go full armor stacking. Have the Anathemas on the AP dealer. That's getting a lot of value as an item.
It is. And another thing, too, I will say, despite that TLC, they've reached some pretty wow, that's crazy.
1 health.
Yeah, they've reached some crucial item breakpoints here that I want to point out. It's the 2 items on Harry and Arrow. This Tristana and this Varus. When you see double marksman comps, 2 items is what you're looking for as those big spikes coming through, especially when they're not dealing into any actual tanks on the other side. And so that means that TLC are actually in a good spot to continue looking for fights and skirmishes. They just need to be very careful about when Fear are in a good position to look for fights, like when Mirror's ultimate is down. But this is still a strong position for Team Liquid to be in.
And I also want to see them actually group up and utilize the tanks. Like I said that last time, I highlighted that Bradley face tanked a full rotation of spells before the team was able to catch up and try and do anything back. So by then, the fight's already pretty much over. You need to be together. Yes, do your job. Tank up all that damage. That's great. But do it when Arrow and Harry are close enough that they can try and trade back onto Fear, who so far have been using their range advantage pretty well. We haven't really talked about that. The fact that with the Melio on top of the Jhin, they can auto from much further away. Shochi's jumping in and out. So these double marksmen are actually kind of having a difficult time landing autos in a lot of these team fights because the carries they're trying to hit are really far away.
True. Now TLC kind of trying to force Fear to walk into them. Fear not actually going to check, so TLC are just going to go ahead and start the Baron, but it's been a few seconds. Shochi's going to check, and all of Fear now know that something is amiss. They have to check it out.
Philip takes a turret, will go for the teleport. Baron's getting burned down. Do Team Liquid commit to it? The Turbo Baron buff is secured, and Philip with the flank will try and get onto the carries. Arrow's down. He repositions to the team. Will fall eventually, but Kim down. Blinking health bar. Can he survive? Shochi carrying Mirror into everybody with the explosive cast from Harry. The Tristana bomb just did damage to everybody on Fear, and it's a disaster for the team fight. Team Liquid will get the Turbo Baron buff and claim the team fight win.
Oh, this is so brutal, Harry. I mean, surely it's just a matter of time, but it's just so brutal. Manui, he just doesn't do any damage. You're seeing it in all these fights, Kangas, and it's something that is just continuously taken advantage of. Here, Perry, I mean, you know, respect. You made him work for it, but at the end of the day, you were always going to fall.
Yeah, you're happy for Mir to get that kill, but that's about the only consolation prize you can get. I cannot wait to take a look at this replay here, because watch the Tristana bomb onto Shochi.
Yeah.
It does so much damage.
Right, and you feel good at the start because Philip goes basically 1-for-1 with Arrow, one of the big damage dealers. But again, double marksman, there's 2 threats on this team, and nobody is looking at Harry the entire time. Because of that, yeah, that was unfortunate there from Shochi. A lot of damage came through in just that moment. But Kangas, the fight was already done before that.
Yeah, Manui even went for the flash forward to try and get one last auto on Kim down. Trade his life for support. Dies regardless. Team Liquid, they have a gold lead. They get the Turbo Baron buff, and they're even catching Philip here, just trying to farm the Wolves. He gets over the wall, but he will go down. Arrow picks up another kill.
Brutal, they threw a lot at him, but he went down all the same. Now with that advantage, TL, they have the Turbo Baron buff. They're going to be able to break open this base, and look at this. They're going to pop the Nature's Grasp just to ensure no one can do anything about the inhibitor going down. And I like that TLC have delayed their Dragon take to do this very thing, Kangas. They can get that Drake whenever they please. This Baron buff expires in a minute's time, so good that they're getting max value.
They take an inhibitor, free pressure on the map. They can peel back and go for the Dragon. This will put them on Soul Point. Look at Honda Challengers. They're doing a much better job in the early game this time around. They had the gold lead in game 1, but Fear were the ones pressuring for that Dragon Soul. Now it's Team Liquid that are pressuring for that Dragon Soul, along with the gold lead with the Maokai with the double 80 carry composition. Seems like a good recipe for success. Cincinnati Fear have yet to be able to strike a killing blow to get them back into the game.
It's going to be a lot harder this time around. Game 1, we knew he was playing Aphelios. So moments like that, with the items he had, were phenomenal for this team. He was able to put out so much DPS in all of these team fights. Now he's playing Jhin. Sure, he's got the Lord Doms, but he's got this lethality. And it's tough. You're seeing the armor of members of TLC go up, not just in levels, but with some of the items they've gotten for themselves. And he's just not going to be able to do much this game. There's so much pressure on Shochi, on Philip, to be the damage dealers in this team fight.
We are trying to play goalie now. Prevent Team Liquid from scoring any more turrets for themselves, as they will stop the siege up here. I want to go back to the Jhin pick as well. It's just, what's Jhin supposed to do against this comp at this point in time? You're getting engaged on with the Nature's Grasp, along with a depth charge. Everybody diving onto Manui. He's surviving for now and will get out. Perry trying to jump onto Bradley. Curtain's called pulled. Big turnaround. Shut down for Philip as he gets onto 2.
Oh
Bradley tries to trade one back, and he just can't do it. The carries are down for Team Liquid Honda Challenger, and the game is falling apart now. Fear find another big fight, and that one might just get them back into the game. There's a lot to get done on the Rift. They can equalize a lot of these lane states now.
I gotta say, I'm not sure if many teams in this league can limit test the way Cincinnati Fear do. TL thought they had the angle. They're like, oh, this is Jhin. We kill him. 10 times out of 10, let's go for it. But he manages to live and spend so much. Look at this in the replay. We're immediately seeing teleport come through and the steadfast presence from Poppy giving enough space for Manui to get away. And after that, once he opens up the curtains and nobody can touch him, like we said, Shochi. This jacks for Philip. So much damage here in these team fights.
And the final snipe, Manui claims Arrow. You know what? I've learned what Jhin does in this comp now. He does the, hey, I'm Jhin, look at me strike, where you just you convince them to dive onto you between turrets so your team can clean up.
He is the hypnotist. He's a mind-controlling Team Liquid saying, you want to dive me. You want to kill me so bad, don't you? And it just keeps on working.
That's played into Lord Doms. I gotta look up this build. Like maybe I'm the one trolling. Maybe this is just meta right now, and he knows something I don't.
I would ask Lennon. He's the resident Jhin player, and I usually do, especially when I see stuff like this on broadcast. The Muramana has been completed for Manui as well. Does feel a little better than he gets a lot of extra AD. I have no idea what this build is about. I'm gonna be real.
I'm looking up Jin builds right now. I'll update
please.
you as I have them.
I still maintain this champ does 0 damage this game, but as long as he keeps playing Manui the Hypnotist, I guess it's fine.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any lethality builds. So far, it's looking like Gale Force into Rapid Fire, into sometimes the Collector, depending on the matchups. Sure. It's above 50%. That's only Plat Plus. Let's look at like Diamond Plus. That's going to give us a bit. D2 Plus.
I was going to say, like, could we please get a little higher in the
Same build. Same build in D2 Plus. So, you know what? He's cooking. He's cooking. As Fear are setting up for a potential fight here. The Nature's Grasp yet again will not land on any members.
Really nice use there of the Breath of Life. There's an opening for TLC to go for this Baron. They can see Shochi is trying to clear out the super minion wave, and they don't even have to finish it necessarily. Get the TP, walk away.
Okay, Phillips very far forward, goes into stasis, gonna try and stay alive, jumps out of there as Keeper's Verdict used, but it wasn't enough. Kim Down actually almost goes down, not quite. Phillips in, Manui gets the kill. On to Kim Down. 5v4 for Fear, but they got low health bars. Bradley could look to do something big here. Nah, they don't want to hard force it.
Fear wisely backing off. 30 seconds until TLC's Dragon Soul. So instead, they're going to use this pressure, especially because their bot inhibitor has respawned. They're going to finally knock down this mid-tier 1, which gives them a little bit more space on the map. Push out this mid-wave, set up vision, and that's exactly what they need. They want to deny this Dragon Soul here for TLC.
All those force shots are definitely doing damage from Jin. They control the access point. Oh, another lands. Bradley safe for now. Dragon's up in 5 seconds. But Fear need to stick around the Baron because Team Liquid are kind of threatening it. Like, hey, if you go to the Dragon, we can maybe take this as 4. Not going to commit, though.
This Dragon, really not so important at the moment here. They will have Philip do it solo. The rest of Fear are running interference. There's actually no vision. The TLC don't know yet, but the longer they don't see this Jax, sooner they're going to realize, okay, he's clearly on the Dragon. He's far away. We got double marksman. It's Baron time.
He has teleport, but he's going to have low mana, so he wants to get a back off before he teleports in. He's going to be there way later than Bradley. Pops dominance very early. Team Liquid are still on the Baron. Another Nature's Grasp. They secure the Turo Baron buff. Team Liquid Honda Challengers taking advantage of the map state.
He's teleporting.
We are looking for the collapse, though. Teleport into the lane from Philip. Now he's got to survive, though. Team Liquid can fight up. Bradley still looking for a flank here. Perry and JJ are very far forward. Manui's all alone. Bradley keeping the AD carry away. Jumps onto the support. JJ's down. Shochi in trouble. He should fall as well. And the wheels fall off from under Cincinnati Fear. Philip cannot get anybody for his trouble, as the final flash from Manui will be the only member that walks away from that play.
Oh, that's a brutal one. Not the fight Fear wanted at all. And this could be really dangerous here. We got long spawn timers coming through here, Kangas. So TLC, they could just look to close it out, especially with the fact that they're making sure Manui can't back.
Yeah, with pushing with the Turbo Baron buff into the top lane. Team Liquid Honda Challengers has 4. Cloak to close out the game right here. Manui can't get away. JJ and Perry are spawning, but I don't think it's meant to be. Team Liquid Honda Challengers will remain in sole possession of first place as they split the series against Fear.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, Fear gave him a good go of it, but it was so tough. You saw all the team fights that they won, Kangas. It was these really narrow margins. It was these close calls each and every time. And for the most part, when even one single thing went wrong, TLC take these fights so easily.
The early game yet again going their way, but like we had highlighted, this time they were controlling the Dragons. Fear had less say in when fights happened and where they happened. And that last play, it looked cool. You give over the Baron, you look for the teleport flank, but the rest of the team was just a little too far away. Philip got collapsed on, and it was just chaos from that point. Manui could not get into it. And props to Manui, matching the damage of the AP Varus with this very unique lethality Jin build. Again, new patch. I'll have to do some more research to figure out if this is now going to be more popular for Jins to go down.
No.
But did, actually do a decent amount of damage.
Yeah, I'll give him that. Towards the end, he was doing quite a bit, but it was tough because you look at where Harry was on the Tristana and Bradley especially. They were confirming a lot of these kills, which was the big difference maker there. Getting resets for Harry on the Tristana. And we are getting word, Wildcard went 1-1 in their series on the other stream. So Team Liquid Challengers actually remain 2 wins ahead here, giving them a little bit of a nice buffer while remaining the sole position, the sole owner of first place.
Well done. That's Taco, right? That's who.
Oh my God, is that who they're playing?
Wildcard we're playing against. Yeah, Team Fish Taco. Props to Team Fish Taco, the 10th place team right now, picking up a win against Wildcard in 2nd place. But either way, that's it for our series. TLC do split the series, but they win game 2, so we're going to send it to a short break before Magical is back with one of the members of Team Liquid Honda Challengers to chat about the games.
Hello, and welcome into the Verizon post-game interview. I'm joined in by the mid laner of the Team Liquid Honda Challengers squad. It is Harry. It is good to have you back here. It's been a while since we've gotten to chat with you. So first and foremost, before we get into the meat of the interview, how does it feel, the 1-1 split?
I think the first game, it was super messy. We had a chance to end the game at the Nexus, and we didn't use the creeps to hit the second turret, so we kind of did end the game there. So it was an unfortunate loss. I definitely could have played a lot better in the 2 games, and I think, like, despite the result, I think we are. Obviously, I'm playing with a new squad here, so I'm kind of adjusting my situation, and I'm just trying to do the most I can for this team. So I think it's been super chill and super fun playing with these guys.
Yeah, and see, I'm glad you kind of brought that up because the only player you've played with on the team before is Bradley. All the other 3 players you haven't played with. So how is that environment coming in from the LCS here to the Challengers? How does it feel playing with these 3 new players?
So obviously, even before I came here, our Challenger team is first currently, I think. And we scrim them pretty often, so we know like how talented these guys are. So I was super comfortable when I first came here. You know, I knew these guys were already super good, and I don't think it took much time. Like, we only had 1 day of scrims, so yeah, it was just like 5 games, and and I knew like how I knew like what my role will be in this team, and yeah, I mean, I was like super confident in these guys, so I was confident today, but we did go 1-1.
Yeah, and so I kind of want to bring up the elephant in the room. Obviously, you were playing in the LCS, now here in the Challengers League again. So how has that been for you? How has the kind of transition going from the LCS here to the Challengers been for you as a person?
So when I first heard the news, I wasn't really expecting it. I do think it was like coming in a way, like whatnot, but maybe I was like expecting it after the week if I had like a poor 3 games. But it was pretty unfortunate that it happened after 1 game, like during the week. And I do think I don't want to be a burden to the team. So like whatever the best is for the team, like I think should happen. And I think APA has been playing super well, and he's a very talented player as well. So I wasn't worried that he's gonna sub in and like do poorly. In fact, he had like really good 2 games. So I'm glad that the team got the 2 wins. There's a lot of things that I'm working on right now. Obviously, I'm very disappointed in myself, and there's things I have to improve on and things that the LCS team wants me to improve on. So basically, my time in academy, I'm gonna work on the things, and once I'm ready for the LCS again, then maybe you'll see me guys back soon.
You know, I believe in you. This isn't a question so much as me just giving you a pep talk. You've always smashed it here in Academy/Challengers. You've always been a top-tier player. You know, everyone goes through their ruts. I believe in you. I know you're going to get back there, and you're going to crush it once you get back there. So just giving you that. So don't worry. We're all behind you. We all support you. And kind of speaking of that, looking at how you played today, I will say game 1, your LeBlanc was actually really good, and it's always been good, right? You've always had such a good LeBlanc. So kind of talk to me with the Static Shiv LeBlanc. How has that been as a player who's loved to play LeBlanc in the past?
So it is a very different setup and different way of how you normally play LeBlanc. Like your trading patterns are different, also like your runes are different, and then obviously like you get Static Shift instead of the normal AP build. Static Shift did get nerfed last patch, so it's worse, but then what people do is you just go minion DMAT and then you still kind of one-shot the minions. So I think it's still pretty good on LeBlanc. I am a bigger fan of the AP LeBlanc because that's what I'm just more used to.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of hoping that static shift just kind of goes away, but obviously it's still an item right now, so I'm still going to static shift. It covers the biggest weakness for LeBlanc, which is the wave clear. Like LeBlanc's wave clear, you have to use your spells and you still don't like one-shot the minions. So it was a struggle, but I think static shift makes it really OP. And then obviously with your W, you have like very long range, and then your orders with static. You know, it just makes a lot of sense why you get static shift. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, before I let you go and celebrate with the team a little bit, any shout-outs you want to give out to anybody, any fans, family out there?
So basically, I did already tweet this, but you know, I'm sorry for the fans that I disappointed you guys. I am working my hardest right now to get back in form and you know hopefully get back that LCS spot. And yeah, thank you guys for always supporting. You know, thank you sponsors and. Thank you to my Challenger teammates right now for like being the best teammates they can for me, and they're really helping me like get back in shape. So yeah, thank you everybody.
Well, like I said, Harry, we all believe in you. We know you're going to get back there and absolutely crush it. So go celebrate with the team. Thank you for joining us for the Verizon post-game interview. And for everyone else, we're going to toss to a break. We'll be right back for our second series of the day. So don't go anywhere. It's going to be Disguised taking on Maryville University.
The LCS Challengers League is brought to you by Turo, the world's largest car-sharing marketplace. Find your drive.